How to find your purpose in 3 steps. Hello, lovely human. Welcome. And today I will be sharing with you how to find your purpose, your life purpose in 3 steps. And first of all, there is your life purpose and there is your life work, right? And your life purpose, or what we often also call your calling, right? And then there is your life work. Now, the first misconception is that each time that we hear, okay, what is your purpose? We think about, okay, it's something that I have to do, right? But your purpose is not really something that you do, right? Or your calling is not what you do. It's not what you're here to do in this lifetime. That is your soul work, right? And your soul work is attached to your purpose or your calling. Your soul work is actually the vehicle through which you fulfill your calling or your purpose. Your purpose innately, it's about who you are here to be, right? You are here to be, to become, and the identity you are here to embody and the expression that you are here to be. While your life's work or your soul work, not life work, your soul work is actually what you are here to do. So your soul work is literally the channel through which you fulfill your soul purpose, right? And your soul work actually depend on your calling. So this means that if you have not figured out your purpose, you cannot know what your soul work is. This means that if you have not become, right, you cannot figure out what you are here to do. So let's focus on the purpose, and then we're going to deep dive into the soul work, and I'm going to share with you all the juicy stuff on how you can actually find your soul work. But with your purpose, you want to understand that your purpose your purpose is the same, but your soul work is going to evolve and grow, not and change, but evolve. I'm not going to say change, but it's more of like grow and evolve as you evolve, because it is an extension of who you are becoming. So before you were incarnated into this earth, there is a unique divine expression that God kind of placed you here to become, right? And to fully understand this, you want to understand is that we are all the fractals of the divine. We are all fractals of God. And this is where the concept of you are God, we are God come from. And most of you who are religious may have a problem with this, like I used to, but this is because we don't fully understand when someone say you are God, what that means. It doesn't mean that you are this all being and you don't need God. It literally means that you are an expression, you are a fractal, a complete fractal of God, but you are not the entirety of God. You know what I mean? So for example, if I give birth to my son is a fractal of me, right? My son is a fractal of me, but he's not a complete me, right? And I think that's the wrong example, because that's a human being, it's a fractal of two different people. So that may create confusion. Let's use another example. If if I carry a bucket of water from the ocean, that water is the ocean. It represents the ocean. In fact, it's the ocean. It has everything that the ocean has, and it is the ocean. But it's not the body of it's not the entire ocean. So that is how it is with us. And this is why even in the Bible, it says there's a scripture, I think it's in the Old Testament, where I think David was talking in Psalms, and he says that ye are gods. Right? He was talking to the children of God. He says, ye are gods, but ye shall die like mere men, because you know not that you are God. So he was saying that you are a God, but you would die like as though you are a mere man, and live as though you are a mere man, because you know not that you're God. So bringing that into this concept, it's saying that you are simply an expression of God, a fractal of the divine, experiencing himself, and God in himself needs to express himself through you in this 3D plane of life to understand and experience this realm of life, right? Because God is a spirit and he doesn't have, or it, or whatever you believe, but every spirit doesn't have legal access in this realm until they incarnate through a body, right? So this is why you are here. So because you are here, there's a unique blueprint, or there's a unique being that you were, or there's a unique embodiment that you were incarnated here to become, so that through you becoming and embodying that thing, God himself could experience himself as that thing, right? So this means that your purpose innately is not, okay, what do I need to do for God? What do I need? How do I need to live for God? That is your soul work. Your purpose innately is like who you need to become, who you need to be. It is like the essence that you are here to express on earth. And for all of us, we have that unique essence. Now, in order for you to unlock this essence, the first thing that is needed for you is that you will have to, first of all, do a lot of inner work to be conditioned from all that you have been conditioned and you've been told that you are, and taught to believe and shaped to believe, or shaped to live as, based on the experiences, information, trauma, and all of that. And this is why inner transformation is important, because I always tell people you can't know your purpose if you have not truly healed to know, like to unpeel all these things that is not you, right? So if you've been trying to figure out your purpose, like, this is what I was focused on. Just heal most or all your trauma, do a lot of inner work. And if you want to begin, I have my membership, House of Inner Transformation. It's all on this. You can click the link to join the wait list. We are going to be opening soon. The link is here in the comments, in the description. So if you want to transform your life, if you want to know your purpose, you have to first of all peel out the layers. All the conditioning that you have is not really who you are. And part of your purpose on the earth is to peel these layers, heal, reprogram your mind, what you believe you are, what you believe you can do. Transcend the limited identity that you currently hold, like transcend it as a whole, to embody and unlock your most powerful self, which is your higher self or your spiritual self, the real you. Because until you unlock and peel all these layers, you are not the real you. Like you will not be the authentic true you. Because most of us are living based on what we were told or taught or have experienced. And your experiences, meaning the good one, which are amazing, or the traumatic ones, have shaped your emotional state, your mental state, and even your physiological state, right? And the information you've heard, the surrounding environment has told you what is good, what is bad, what's allowed, who you should be, and you have conformed to that. And all of that was part of your contract, or it's part of actually your purpose, because unless you experience all of these, right, you may not actually have to do the work to become. So how do you find your purpose? You can only be able to find your purpose and know your purpose, your calling, who you are here to be, when you have become your authentic self. And being your authentic self require you letting go of all that is not you. And for most people, for their true authentic self to be birthed, you have to do a lot of inner work, or you have to go through spiritual awakening, deconstruct the ego, heal the ego, which is again this part of self that we have built based on information. Heal it if it's wounded, deconstruct from it, and really wake up to who you really are, right? And House of Inner Transformation is all of that, and transcend that identity. And when you transcend that identity, you now come back home to, okay, this is who I am now. And in that moment, when you can say, this is who I am, I know who I am, not because of who you were taught to be, not because of all these things you've seen that, okay, this person acts like this, they speak like this, I love that, I should be like that, I should copy that, I should be like that. I'm like, none of that not because of what is good to other people or what other people works best for them, but what is you. Like you're through peeled, like when everything has been peeled off you. Now that is when you can now see. That is when you become who you are here to be. So you are here to be your authentic self. And authenticity is not just about expressing what you feel or what you think or who, like all of these things. Because at times you can express what you think and feel when all of that is coming from a wounded place, right? It's about being calming and getting to this place where you are really who you are here to be. Like you're all of it. And when you become authentic and you've done this inner work to decondition, to heal, you now see that, oh my God, I now see that I was here to be very unapologetic. I was here to be very spiritual. I was here to be like a mystic. I was here to be an alchemist. I was here to be to like, it's almost like what the essence that you're here to embody or to express and to radiate. Till you've deconditioned and deprogram, you may not know what your calling is. So you are not called to do, you're called to be. Okay? You're not called to do and you're called to be. And in the being, there's so much power in being. And being is more of a feminine thing. And this is why your purpose in itself is more feminine. Why your soul work is masculine, right? Because it's in the being you be. And your purpose is experience this essence, be this person. And now that you're being, not from this place of let me act like, because that in itself is also an inauthentic frequency where like you're trying to act like when you're not, right? So when you be and you have peeled these layers off and you've become, then from this place of becoming, now you'll be like, oh my God, I'm already in my purpose. So this is why I say your purpose doesn't change, but you are going to unlock it when you reprogram, deconstruct, healed. And at times, for some people, you have to go through a spiritual awakening. And this is when you can really know your true purpose. Because until then, you would do this and you'd be like, it feels like it. You'll be excited, but you're like, it's not it. You would do this and feel like, it feels like it, but it's not it. You would do this and feel like, is it, but it's not really it. Because there's part of yourself that are either hidden, that you don't know, they are still suppressed, maybe because you have pushed down with trauma and all of that, or that are still locked, they are not yet activated, maybe because of all the conditioning that you have. So it's almost like you need to peel everything off, deconstruct, and become who you truly are. And that is going to emerge in that. When you get to that place, you're already in your calling. You have become who you are here to become, to be, right? Now, that's the first step of your purpose. Now, when you do that and you're at the first step, the second stage now of your purpose is your soul work, right? And your soul work is different from your purpose because you can, and this is why I always say that you can people can literally live this life and just never really do something that we think people should do as a purpose, and they are in their purpose. They're in their purpose because they are existing as this frequency, as this essence, and as this being that they are on this plane of life to be as and express and exist as in this lifetime. So when you are living as this being and expressing and living as this being on this frequency in this lifetime, guess what happened? You are going to naturally express and do what you're here to do. Now, let's talk now about your soul work, because this is where there's a formula. Your soul work, I have a formula. It's the 3-step formula that is help you to find what should be your soul work. What should it be about? And your soul work is all about living your truth, right? Now, you've already embodied who you're here to be. But it's more about expressing and sharing your truth and living and helping others to become who you are being. This is your work. So stage 1 is you becoming it, which is your embodiment. right? And stage 2 is you helping others, supporting others to become, right? Which is now impact and leadership, where you are now like, okay, this is what I need to do to help people to become this. So the reason why you cannot be like, okay, what is my soul work? Is because maybe you have not fully become, or you are slowly becoming. You don't have someone guiding you to fully step into it, or you're at a stage where you should, because it doesn't mean that most of the time you have to be fully become, but when you know that what you're ascending and growing and evolving into, right, then it's very easy to know your soul work. So the first thing about your soul work is that it's going to be about the thing that you have embodied. What is your biggest triumph? And the triumph here, so it actually have what I called it like the soul work triangle. The soul work triangle is made up of 3 things, right? It has a triumph, right? It has the passion or the interest, or it has passion or interest or your values, and it has your expertise. So these 3 form a triangle. I call it the soul work triangle. Your triumph is the thing that you've overcome, the biggest thing that you've overcome. And this overcoming this thing is not about the thing that was the most painful. It's most of the time is your biggest pain, but not like the things that was the most painful, but the thing that was the hardest to triumph. And the way you know this is looking at your embodiment journey, right? And at each stage, now, regardless of where you are on your embodiment journey, at times you may not have been like fully awakened, fully deconditioned, but you can look back and you're going to know that, oh my God, this was the hardest thing that I've led through. And at each point in time, you're going to have that one thing. And for most people, it will be that 1 or 2 things in their entire life, right? So when this is the biggest thing that you kind of like embodied, or that you kind of like had to become, you look at this thing like, okay, this is my biggest triumph. So this is the biggest thing that I embodied. And it was hard for me to embody this, not because in itself it had to be, but because it is part of my calling, because it's part of my purpose. So I had to experience all of that so that I can make it easier for other people to actually embody this, so that they don't have to go through the pain that I went through. Because that is the whole point of your soul work. It's kind of like shortening the road for people. It's more of like, it's almost like a shortcut. It's almost like people come and then they have to quantum jump instead of walking on their own, because now you are like this transformation guide. You are the person, the guide that helps them to accelerate the process. Next thing is always like your interest or your values, right? Now your values are things that you really value in this life and that you are interested in. So most people call it your passion, but it's not really your passion. It's really like the things that you're interested in. And most of the time, these are going to be different things. For example, if you're interested in art, and maybe your biggest triumph was a spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening was the most triumphant thing you went through, or it was feminine energy embodiment, or it was stepping into leadership, whatever it was. And then now you realize, oh my God, I have an interest in art. I have an interest in, now we have your triumph. Now we are looking at your interest. I have an interest in all these many things. There's a way that we look at all these things, and you'll be like, okay, with all this interest, because you are not here, there's a purpose why you have all those passions and interests. You're not here to leave part of you out. Like I always say, you're here to be all of you, and being all of you is the only thing that is going to make you to fully be unique and be you. So with all this, you're like, okay, now I have all these interests, and I have this big triumph that I've been through, good and fine. Now we move now to the next step, which is your expertise or your skill set. So your expertise or your skill set are literally the things that you're training, and this is the things that you're an expert at. And a skill is something that you learn, right? It's not something that comes natural to you. For example, like I am passionate about photography. I just like taking nature photography, like especially the sun, something that has to do with light coming in. I just like taking shots of the sun, beautiful sky, the sun, trees, nature, things like that. I didn't have to learn that. I've never liked that. It's just a passion. So that is not a skill. But A skill will be something that I learned in school, something that I had to study and learn how to do and how to become. For example, guiding people is not a skill for me. That is actually a gift. So it will go around passion. But coaching itself, it's a skill set. I had to learn how to coach, but I didn't have to learn how to guide, right? So you look at, okay, maybe you have been a leader or a corporate employee and you were helping, you were serving tables or whatever you have been, that is like a skill or an expertise that you have that at the top. And then you join these three, right? It's almost like you have at one end your triumph, you have at one end your passion or your interest or your values, the things that you value in this life. And then at the one end, we have now your skills and expertise. And then you now look like, okay, what are the different possibilities or works that I can do based on all of these, right? And at the end of the day, you really don't have to choose any. You can just choose that, okay, I am going to do soul work that is about this, that is talking about these three main categories, that is talking about maybe this and this and this, right? So with that, you create a soul work that is from your soul, because this work is not, and your soul work is not just about, oh, I need to make money and I need to, it's more about the impact. And this is a phase 2 of your purpose. It's the impact of your purpose. Is like you have become, now you need to do. And in the doing phase is about, how can I impact other people? This is what should drive you. How can I impact other people using maybe the things that I've embodied? It could be all of it. You could be like, you know what? I want to talk about all the things that I've embodied. Good and fine. Or I want to talk about just share my journey. And how can I help people through this? And because you're helping and impacting more people are healing, more people are awakening, more people are being transformed, and more people are embodied. And then together as a collective, we are creating this new generation of leaders who are awakened leaders. We are creating new generation of beings who are healed beings. So my job, for example, is not here to help you to heal and stay there. This is why my job is here to help you to heal, which is like the first step. Heal, transform your life, transcend, spiritual awaken. All of that is in House of Inner Transformation, which is all about inner evolution. And then after you have innerly evolved, you can't stop there. You move to phase 2, which is like impact the world. Come be a leader. You have to lead your movement. And when you take that lead, and imagine that you are leading and you are an awakened leader. And imagine if we all in the world had a world where most people, or almost all the leaders, were awakened, leading from the heart, spiritually conscious of our oneness, loving on all others, but also being disciplined and understanding spiritual concept and leading from this balanced place of spirituality and practicality. That is the goal, right? That is the whole point. That how can you go from, okay, now this is it, like, ooh, now this is it, to, okay, now I'm going to lead. This is where your soul work is. You need to do your soul work, right? So phase 1, which is step 1, is being. You need to become your purpose, become your calling. 2, you need to do the calling, right? And then now the third step and the last step, which is the juiciest, the easiest, the most effortless, where you literally are no longer stressing, is when you've now done the calling, or you've been doing the calling, and then now you have. It's now the state of having, where everything that you desire, abundance is there, fulfillment is there, legacy is there, impact is there. And the last phase of your abundance is to literally live and express the frequency that you are here to live and express. Now, this is different from living the essence or embodying the essence. It's about living and experiencing the highest frequency that your soul desires right now. In each and every one of us, we have a particular frequency that our soul desires to live in, right? And we are not desiring to live in this frequency by having, but wealth, money, abundance, resources, kids, a partner, and all of that. But it's like with the presence of the partner, these frequencies that it's in our heart, because you should be able to be living that frequency even right now, it's enhanced, it is broadened, it becomes stronger, and then we become this light in the world. It's almost like we're emanating this light, and this light is hitting hard and everywhere. It's like become shiny lights in the world, and everyone is just rising, and we are shining bright, and we're building a better and stronger and beautiful world. So it's almost like the third stage is you living at the highest frequency that you can ever live, and this is the frequency of all-round abundance. And it means abundance beyond cash. You have the cash, maybe, yeah, you're being compensated for the work that you do, but you have the peace in your heart, you have the love and the relationship you desire, you have the calm, you're connected to nature, you're doing all of these things, but no longer at maybe the frequency where you were living it when you were being, or when you were doing your purpose, your soul work. But now, because it's just amplified, right? So the last phase is really the amplified frequency. And this is when, oh my God, this is when we really change not our frequency, but the frequency of the earth as a whole, and the collective frequency. This is when just us existing is shifting so much beyond what we can see, think, or even imagine. Just us being on this plane is like changing the whole us is ascending, because we are living, we are in our purpose, we are living in our soul work, and then we have all abundance. So imagine your life, just close your eyes and imagine. Now you wake up, you have become who you are here to be, which is the most powerful version of yourself, the most potent, your highest and best self. The real you, the authentic you, free, alive, awakened. And then that free, awakened version of you, you're doing your soul work, you're impacting lives, right? Maybe you're an awakened entrepreneur, or you're an awakened leader. And leader doesn't mean that you're leading a whole movement. Yeah, it could be a movement, but it could be your family, it could be your kids. You're raising your kids in a whole awakened new way. You're building your family in a whole awakened new way, and it's compounding from you to them, and from them to other people that you are here to be. And then from that place, oh my God, in one way or another, through your soul work, you are actually experiencing abundance. Maybe cash is coming in, love, respect, connection to the earth, Mother Nature, everything. And then, oh my God, you're just this complete being, emanating light, emanating love, and emanating all that you are here to be. Because at the end of the day, that is really what you're here for all of that. So you, on your spiritual and personal growth journey, it's amazing that you are already doing that, because you're already in the process of becoming. And I want to show you how each of these 3 steps kind of like correlate. Like you can be, you don't have to be in one at one time. You can literally cross path, be in, like, it's not in order of sync, like progress like that. It doesn't happen like that in real life. Like, it's just the 3 stages that I downloaded like that was given to me. But it's not like it happens like that. At times you are in the becoming, but then you're also in one step in the doing. And this is where the beauty and the magic comes, right? Where you are becoming, and then as you're becoming, you're also helping others to become at the same time. And as you're rising, you're leading. It's like as you're becoming, you're in your calling, you're doing your soul work. As you're in your calling, you're doing your soul work. And as you're doing your soul work, there is your frequency you're having, and you're creating more high frequency, more of all these frequency that you're here to emanate. And the world and the earth is ascending. We are being collectively, we are creating a new way of being, a new way of existing. So it's not like one step will come before the other, but at least it all starts with the first one. And it all starts with this. You can't do your soul work if you don't know your calling, and if you have not in your purpose. And your purpose is not something you do, it's something you become. And this is why inner transformation is so, so important. It's where you start. It's where you start. And again, if you're already on this journey and you want to accelerate your way through it, because my work, again, your work as a guide and my own work is really, after being through all of this, it's to help other people to walk through it fast, to accelerate through it and step into the next phase even faster. So this is what I go to House of Inner Transformation and actually go and get on the wait list. Because when the doors open, you're going to have a discount and some amazing, amazing gift to join. And I'm excited to have you, and I'm glad to have you in this one. And if you're already in phase 2, you are like, okay, I'm already awakening, and now I feel that burning desire. I've already been transforming. I feel that desire. I'm just in the place where I'm like, what do I need to do? I want to do my soul work. I already know I'm already who I'm here to be. Like, what do I need to do? What is my soul work? What is my purpose? Like, how can I do my soul work and create impact? How can I be a leader? It's like you want to become the embodied leader, but not just the embodied leader, but you embodied leader doing their soul work, fulfilling their purpose, and so that you can create fulfillment. Or you're already successful, you're already doing a work, but then in that work, you've gotten to a place where you feel like you've made the money, you've made the cash. It's like, I'm empty. This doesn't feel like it. Like you're not lit. You feel a void and emptiness on the inside. Like, okay, but what next? What's next? What's next? Or you know there's more, but you just can't tap into it yet. This is the people that I work with more in close proximity and more in my higher level containers. So you can shoot me a private message. Again, I love connecting with people in private messages. This is why anyone working with me close container, I need you to private message me first, because talking to you, connecting with you is part of my calling. And I love connecting with people that I work with in close proximity. So thank you for watching this one till now. Send me a private message and go on the waiting list of my House of Inner Transformation. And I look forward to talking and sharing with you in the next one.